What was the last thing we talked about?
Oh, man. We talked about the yak back. Let's not go back there.
Maybe we'll go back there later. I'll put notes.
Let's not go yak there.
Yak back. Dropping sick lyrics. You guys want to talk about stuff?
Are we recording already?
Ready.
Hello. Welcome to Blowing Up, where we talk about stuff that you may or may not have heard of. You probably heard of it because it is currently blowing up, or maybe you haven't heard of it because it is about to blow up. And we're giving you the first scoop.
No, I figured out what it is.
What?
I'll look something up and I'll say, "Ooh, maybe that could be a good blowing up." And then smart internet remembers that
to our podcast, and then it does blow up.
No, it knows that I went there, and then it advertises it at me aggressively on Facebook, and so I think it's popular now, but it's not popular.
We
Nobody
did
cares.
that. Speaking of, I get advertisements all the time for Mystery Potato, but
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I get advertisements for all this stuff. Like, it thinks that we like it, and we made fun of that.
No, we don't.
So
like
it doesn't
Mystery
listen
Potato.
to the podcast. It's not really a listener.
Today we have a super, super special guest, Chris. What's up, Chris?
Sup, y'all?
Chris is on 10 Drink Minimum, which is a legacy podcast of Albuquerque. It's been on for like 20, 25 years.
Close to that. 10, just 10.
45 years.
I've been doing this for 10
Before
years.
the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Thanks
used to
for
be a
coming.
silent podcast.
I'm like an old pro wrestler. I heard all the time, but we still got up every day and podcasted.
Things are coming.
Yeah,
And I'm Nathan.
yeah.
Did I say who I am?
No, you didn't.
I'm Kristen.
Okay. I'm
Oh,
Kristen.
that's right. Nice.
Still Kristen over here.
This is. It's really weird to to see how other people do things.
Yeah.
And it's like right on, and how everybody's like, this is our studio, and you move over because I do things a certain way, and then you guys do things a certain way, and it's kind of like that's what's great about podcasting is you can kind of do it how you feel comfortable doing it. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even know how other people did it until we saw yours.
Until I watched them.
Well, on this episode, I'm holding all the marbles and whatnot because I'm the only one that did any research.
Oh, okay.
So it's called Kapture Audio Recorder Wristband. And what it is, it's like a watch, but it records everything on a 1-minute loop, and at any given time, you can press the watch, and it will save the minute, and you can have that.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see kind of the uses of it, but I mean, what are they? Are they aiming it at a certain thing or?
Well, I watched the video, and it's just the two guys that invented it, Matt and Mike, and they're all cute friends, and they act out all the characters in their scenarios, including the hot date.
Oh God!
And the kid and his dad. And one of them, he says, "Dad, why do you and Mom go into the shower together?" And he's like, "To save energy." And then he's like, "Beep, I'm going to send that to my wife." And then another one.
Oh, so it's constantly recording.
Yeah, it's like a traffic like a dash cam.
Yeah.
That you just so it's always capturing,
Yeah.
and then
you choose when it saves something.
exactly.
Wow.
Whoa.
So it is kind of an interesting idea.
Okay.
So it's they said it's good for social things.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the app for the iWatch, so we don't have to buy that thing. I'm just kidding.
That's true.
Fair. Yeah.
That's a really good criticism of this.
Yeah.
And they're probably like, "Oh, guys,
Shit.
don't tell them that."
Yeah. I think a lot of products have that problem where they can just get incorporated into any regular phone.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really see the point of the iWatch yet, so I mean that would be.
Nor do I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people buy things really quickly at Whole Foods, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Not me watch. That's what I say.
You can just flash your iWatch like at the
Yeah.
thing and
You
then
can
it
do that.
pays.
You can do it with your
iPhone,
phone too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Apple Pay.
I've never figured it out. But
So,
Mine's
oh yeah,
exploding.
what you do is first of all you give your credit card to them. No, you input your credit card into the Apple Pay, and it really is only good for a credit card. If you use a debit card, it slows it down a little because you got to type in your passcode. But if you have the credit card and you just sit it there, and on your phone, like the little thing will pop up for your fingerprint, and then you put your fingerprint on the little button.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then boom,
yeah.
it pays. It's very quick.
When I heard about that fingerprint thing, I thought that was pretty stupid, but I love it.
I love it too.
It's the most amazing thing because you can have your phone locked all the time, and you're just like, and every once in a while your thumb's wet or something doesn't work, and then you're like, it just reminds you how bad life was before this fingerprint.
Yeah, you're like pissed.
The one time it doesn't work.
You're like, why did God invent water? Damn it! You know?
Yeah. You're like, what? Just because
dare
I turned off my phone and turned it back on, now I have to put in the code. What is this?
Shit.
In 1870s. Anyway, so you can. This was a product on Kickstarter, and it raised $162,386.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it got 1,228 backers. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I guess people were going crazy for it. So
no, it's a great idea because I mean, it's one of those moments where you're like, dude, I wish you could have heard this guy. And then now you can. Now you're like, bleep.
Yeah, you pull it up. So they say it's good for parents because you can catch all the darn things they say and whatnot.
Yeah.
Nathan, what does this wristband look like?
It looks like a Fitbit.
Nice.
Is what I'm saying for the first time, is that it's like a Fitbit. So it's got like a little thing, and then it's got a band, and it's rubber or something, and it has different colors, and you can also pick the microphone grill. It could be a brushed chrome.
Oh, so they're gonna so it's gonna be like the capo of watches where you can pick different color things to snap onto it.
Maybe just sold them in different colors.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Wait, speaking of snapping it on, it should be like, remember those snap wristbands? Where you like hit your wrist and it's go.
Yeah.
Like, I think we need that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Please, Kapture, do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And also, it needs to be able to tell you what time it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it doesn't tell the time, but it's just
It doesn't.
It's just like, it doesn't have a display. It just has a little blinking light, and it's just got a thing that you tap.
I
So you
feel
just be
like I feel like we need a display
yeah.
just to feel comfortable.
Yeah. I think in general, you need a display just to like know, or like some kind of flashing light just to know that it worked.
It has a flashing light.
And also,
Okay.
like, what if you accidentally just touch it and then it just recorded
I
a
don't-
minute of your life that you don't care about?
Right.
Well, if we want to get right into it, there's some issues with this thing.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we should skip. Well,
That's what I was about to ask. I was like, I don't know if you know, but does it play back and tell you, like, if you're like, I want to hear what I just recorded to make sure I got what I thought I wanted to get.
Well, what it does is when you take it, it uses Bluetooth to send it to your phone.
Okay.
So it'll transfer over there. So it would save it. So I guess if you wanted to listen to it, you'd have to listen to it on there. It doesn't have a speaker or anything.
That's an issue.
And it's always on.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're kind of. So that's one of the issues with it. Is like definitely it's a privacy issue. Because
Right.
in some certain states, you have to tell people, "Hey, I'm recording you," because you are.
Interesting.
In New Mexico,
Yeah, because I could be sitting here and tapping my wrist every minute and like get everything that you're saying right now.
Yes.
And like, I was thinking, the first thought that came into my head, like, what if I'm like hanging out with my friends and like somebody farts and I could just like record it and be like, that was embarrassing for you. Now I have it on there forever.
Sally farted.
Posting that to Facebook. Yeah, or something. I don't
But
know
it's
why
definitely
anyone
a
would do that. But
see, in the state of New Mexico, you don't actually have to tell someone you're recording them. You just have to tell someone you're going to. Okay, you don't have to tell the person you're recording.
Yeah.
You just have to tell somebody else.
what?
Yes.
I'm going to record this person now.
Somebody that's there?
No.
Oh, just somebody.
Yep. Someone else has to know you're doing it.
Dear Santa.
Right. you just go down the phone book and you call someone. They're all, hello. Hi, my name is such and such, and I'm going to record somebody today. Okay, I told you, right? Thanks.
Wow.
What number was that?
Yeah. And I'm probably wrong. Someone's going to write in and be, "Oh, that guy's an idiot." Who
Yeah.
knows?
Did he tell me
some,
that?
But in some states, you do have to tell someone if they're being recorded. Like if you go to, I don't know, like if they're filming some places, they have to put up things that say you might be, filmed.
Right.
So I wonder if is that not one of the issues?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe.
Now it is.
It wasn't one of the issues from the reviewers on
Oh,
Amazon.com.
What are their issues with this product?
Well, let's talk about
many
the
stars?
good things.
Okay. How many stars in general?
Now
then-
let's talk
okay,
about
all right.
the good things about this.
Oh.
So I always thought this would be a really interesting thing to have. Like when I was a kid, I thought it'd be really interesting to have some of this for essentially Google Glass. If you saw something really cool,
Yeah.
you could go back one minute would be enough, just to capture this thing you saw because you're not ready. And
I
back
have an
then-
example. Can I throw an example out there?
Yes.
So, I missed this moment at work the other day where my friend had a kombucha that went bad.
Oh.
And she's like, went to the sink and she's like, okay, I'm going to open this kombucha in the sink and it's going to be fine. It'll just explode into the sink. And it exploded everywhere. Like everywhere. Like the ceiling, the floor, like into the cabinet somehow, into the printer, behind the printer, all over my other boss that was like sitting in the room. She's just like instantly covered in, and the kombucha with chia seeds too, so it's like extra gross.
Oh my
So-
God.
And I missed it. Like it would have been so good to see. So like the Google Glass situation, if you could just record for 1 minute.
And then you'd be like, wow, that was like an explosion of white guilt all in one.
Chia seeds kombucha all over.
So I was in Washington State. I hate to get off the topic, but I just want to talk about the kombucha for a second. Like, we have kombucha here. You buy it at Whole Foods. So we're in Washington State, and you go in the grocery store, and I look over and they have growlers. And I was like, oh, cool. You can fill your growler full of beer. Nope, it's kombucha. They'll fill your growler of
those
kombucha
hippies.
here. And they had several taps that you could choose the different kombucha. And I was like, this is the whitest thing I've ever seen. They said the only whiter thing would be like, ooh, I don't buy kombucha at the store. I make my own at home.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Like, yep.
It's probably mildly dangerous.
But yeah, probably.
I'm a home butcher.
Yeah,
Is that what it'd be called?
right.
Sure. Okay, other perks. I don't even know if we got to any of the perks, but I like
Perks. Okay. So something happens. You missed it. You didn't miss it.
Right.
that. You didn't miss it.
Right. Okay.
In audio form.
Here's another feature.
Right.
The colors go great with your personality.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
I don't know.
They're
So
stretching on that one.
well, and it says it's so when it said who it's for, they said musicians, journalists, bloggers, artists, because inspiration strikes any time
True.
or something.
No, and I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, oh, I got a little joke. Or someone could tell you the address, and instead of being like, what, how do you think I'm going to remember all that? You could say, oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you seem really smart.
And then it instantly Bluetooths it to your phone, and so then you can like look on your
Yeah.
phone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. So it instantly goes to the phone.
It does.
Oh, okay.
And
My little 8 gig iPhone's loaded full now
Yeah.
of 1 minute evidence.
yeah, a bunch of little things.
Incriminating blurbs.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I guess if the audio, it says an omnidirectional microphone. I'm guessing
Okay.
it's picking up a lot of junk.
Let's really get down to it. It goes back. It goes to the fact your friend's like, I never said that, and you go, oh, I think you did. Let's go to the tape. Click.
Oh, that was one of the things on the video where it was like, you said you'd loan me your car if I did this, and then they get it.
No
Yeah.
way.
And they're like,
Oh
I
my
didn't say
God.
that. Oh, is that not your voice, Bob?
Wow. So when you first brought this topic up, I was like, okay, is that for like, musicians or like people who are doing radio shows? They're like, that was a pretty noise. I'm going to record that, put it on my radio show later.
It was a pretty noise.
Yeah, like crickets.
Like a Foley
or like,
artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do
Yeah.
the sounds and movies and stuff.
Yeah. And like, that's all cool stuff.
I'm going to make a musical montage.
Yeah, and you're like out in nature and you're like, oh, the leaves are rustling.
Ooh, coyote
and, like,
noise.
record it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, a minute is not like enough time to
But
be doing that.
It needs to be
But-
something that's already passed. Otherwise, you just use your phone because
Right.
you already have to have your phone.
And then it's probably the same recording quality as a phone.
Yeah, I would assume it's worse, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Because those phones are pretty good.
Right.
Yeah, because we did that whole Burger King situation.
That's
at
right, it wasn't
Burger
bad.
King with your iPhone.
It wasn't bad.
It was great. Yeah.
Pick it up 3 people and the crinkling of wrappers.
Oh, wow.
And
the sounds of,
and faint
hot dog.
copyright infringement songs.
Oh, nice.
But just faint enough that it was
I
probably
assume
legal.
YouTube told you that.
No. I don't think they could actually hear them.
Oh.
But yeah, YouTube told me that my remix of The Ravenettes with Kanye West was in violation of their copyright.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It constantly
Those
tells me that
sticklers.
Billy's music is in violation. I'm like, he's right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The CD Baby, I guess he has stuff on there.
Oh,
Like,
that's interesting.
so I just ignore him.
Huh.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, we've never heard that with our music, but Yeah, I don't think anyone's protecting it.
No.
No one cares. Is there anything else that would be good about this before we get into why it's not?
I'm trying to think.
No, I like the idea of it, but not. I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
Before we go into the cons, I like the idea of it.
It's $100.
Because you can just be like, "That's cool."
Yeah, it's only
That's a con.
$100. So if you're
That's a lot of money.
if you're a rich man
Yeah.
and you don't have anything to spend $100 on, here's the thing:
Yeah.
you can wear it with your Rolex, which,
Yeah.
by the way,
Okay.
are so expensive. I know that's a cliche, but I didn't know how expensive they were. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
they're like the cheapest one I think is like $800, but that is by far the cheapest one, and they go up to like $20,000.
Oh, yeah.
And I think probably the median is like $5,000.
I remember when I was in college, my friend went to New York and he's like, "Do you want anything?" And I was like, "I want a fake Rolex."
Yeah,
And it was like $15. and-
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Those are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a Rickenbacker. Like, who can afford this?
Right.
A lot. Some people can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Us in the future.
Oh, you got that Rickenbacker money, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Those things. That's another one of those things. Rickenbacker and Rolexes where they won't tell you the price.
Right.
You have to click. You have to go and call for a quote.
Oh.
They don't want you to see the price because you just say no. They want you to be on the phone where you're like, ooh.
And they go, "Well, hold on.
No,
hold
what?
on.
What?
But
let me
let's
tell
think
you."
about what this will do for your image.
Right.
Hold on, that's just 700
It's
small
really an
monthly
investment.
installments.
72 payments
Yeah.
of $39.95.
Yeah, in old age, you'll be like, that thing was stolen 40 years ago. I'm still paying it. Writing my checks.
Right.
And then they're like, someday my grandkids will be paying for this.
Thanks, Grandpa.
My family owes a debt on a Rickenbacker.
The house is paid off, but the Rickenbacker, oh dear.
I don't know what a Rickenbacker is.
Guitar.
It's like,
Okay.
yeah, it's like the...
Let it go this far.
the
I was
Beatles
like, maybe
played
we'll
them.
glance
Yeah.
past this
It's
and I won't have to
they
know.
They make a really good hollow body guitar.
Okay.
It has an
I
R
know what that
on the
is,
bottom.
Yeah, and there's knockoff ones.
Yeah.
They're called Chickenbackers,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
which I can't tell if that's racist or not. I think it's racist against chickens.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Very much could be.
And... Okay, so...
Can we start making fun of it now?
So you could, Lisa, you could incriminate someone with this.
Yeah.
If there's a legal issue, you could,
Absolutely, you could.
and they can be, but are you wearing a wire? And you'll be like, no, and then they'll search you, but they're not looking at your Fitbit,
Right.
And then beep,
Oh, I'm just staying in shape, dude.
and then and then as soon as they say the incriminating thing, you're like, ow.
Okay, just that movement though gives it away pretty quickly. Just
Yeah.
like I'm going to stick one wrist out and tap it really hard with my finger.
They're gonna be like, why are you doing that? You'd be like, giving myself more steps. I do this when I'm sitting.
My wife gets mad if I don't have enough steps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's everything.
Well, and then your friend's
kind
going
of
to be
about
like,
it.
dude, you should hear this fart. And he's going to play it. It's like I was in the bathroom and it echoed. You know that's going to happen. And you're like, I don't want to hear. Oh, that is impressive.
No, that was pretty good. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, it was.
Are you okay?
There was one thing in the video where the guy asks, he's like sitting on the couch. He's like, there should be a new Ghostbusters. And then the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man walks by him, and then he captures his own thought. It's kind of weird. But also, poor guy, because, that
There already
happened.
is a new Ghostbusters.
Well, I forgot to say. So this was on Kickstarter, and I don't know when it ended. But I do know that the last of the backers got shipped their thing on October 2015.
Yeah.
And doing some research, and by that I mean looking over at the side column, they were estimated to ship all of these in March of 2013.
Okay.
No, 14. So they're like a year and a half late.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
I wonder,
deal.
I wonder how many of those backers are like, you know what? I don't know why I did this. This sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
That's the
I
gamble.
don't remember if you said the amount when we were or were not recording, but how much money did I make? Also, we're having this really awkward moment where we said some stuff, but we didn't record it because the thing messed up. And if we had one of the captures,
Oh, man, we could be playing
we could
back.
have just been playing what we said.
Oh, the irony.
We could play back up to and not exceeding 1 minute of the previous audio in
You
terrible
guys
on
missed
that
out on a
one.
couple of minutes there.
Yeah. Okay.
They
so,
made 169,000 or something.
Yeah, so they made that money, and so I wonder if like they got it on the market. This came out in 2014.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of it, so it must not have done very well.
It estimated it actually didn't come out till about this time last year, October.
But yet it's still, this is the first time I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, but how many times have you been recorded by it?
This gives me an idea about Kickstarter in general, where you can have a cool idea, but not pull it off very well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you make bank because your Kickstarter just like you reeled it in. You made $162,000, and then you give them this cheap, shitty product that does what you intended it to do, but in a really gross way or like in a cheap way.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't spend very much money on it. Maybe that's how you make bank off Kickstarter.
That sounds like every as seen on TV product ever.
Yeah.
Like if they would have just put a little quality into it, it would have been an amazing product. But they made it very flimsy, and it breaks like the third time you use it.
It just needed to look good.
Looking at you, pancake flipper.
That's so hard.
I just bought a as seen on TV. It's a ball that makes a little sound when it rolls around for your dogs.
Oh,
they do not like it
because that's a sad sound.
So I put peanut butter on it, and somehow they were able to lick all the peanut butter off without it making a single sound.
What?
but if I touch it, it makes a sound. I don't know how they did it.
Whoa!
Twice.
They learned real fast.
My friend got the pancake flipper, and they accidentally sent him 2, and he was like excited about it. And he uses it, and it just melts the handle.
What?
He's double fisting it
on both of them.
Oh, that's too bad.
Amazing.
He was so excited. He called me on the phone to tell me he ordered this drunk one night.
I don't believe I've seen that on TV yet.
It's almost like a flat iron, like that's hinged like a waffle iron, and you pour the pancake mix on it, shut the thing, and then you can just flip it. Like it's the laziest thing I've ever.
Oh, kind of like the waffle irons at hotels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty lame.
I actually have a waffle iron that lives on its own.
Huh.
It's like, why do you have a waffle iron? I was like, because I like waffles a lot.
I love waffles.
Yeah, I got
I
one of those
quite often.
I got one of those thin waffles that make in the heart kind of shape.
Oh,
those like
those are good.
Like the Scandinavian type.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're really good.
Oh,
nice.
Because I thought I liked Belgian waffles, and then I realized you need to use like a different recipe or something because they don't turn out very good if you just make a really fat waffle.
Yeah. Wait, we've gone way off track.
Fat Waffle's the name of my new band.
Fat Waffle.
All right. So, what's your favorite thing about pancakes? Let's get back on track. I don't like this waffle tangent we went on.
So if you saw this watch, it said it's $100.
Yeah, I think so.
What if you saw it like 70% off? Would you buy it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
But I wouldn't want to wear this all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I can see why you would wear a watch all the time because you just want to look at the time.
Yeah.
And also they're fashionable in most cases. I can see why you would wear a Fitbit all the time on your wrist because you need to for it to work.
Right.
My phone tracks all those steps without me needing a Fitbit.
Also, I was like in the car just shaking my friend's Fitbit with my hand, and she got way more steps that way. So
I heard that wouldn't work.
I think they might be yes. But anyways,
how many pounds did she lose?
I don't know if it says it on that.
We were driving through the McDonald's parking lot, just shaking it.
She's like, "Wow, I burned so many calories today thanks to Kristen in the backseat."
Shaking it with her wrist in the backseat. But I wouldn't want to like wear something on my wrist all day just in case I miss some like audio recording or like something that somebody said. Like I feel like that's kind of neurotic.
But then you'd be like, "Oh, I didn't have my thing on. I couldn't,
That happens all the time. Every time you have something and then you're like, this is bulky. Like I have these little camera lenses and I'm like, I can't carry these around all the time. I'm gonna take them off, and then as soon as I take them off, I'm like, oh, if only I had the lens.
Yep.
Yeah,
it would have been so great.
But it's like not worth it to like have that thing on your wrist all the time for that 1 minute that you might have missed.
Harsh words from Kristen, although she doesn't have adorable kids that are saying their first words.
Yeah.
I have a cat, thank you.
When's it saying its first words?
Does it go?
We're still working on that.
Yeah. Does it make a meow that sounds like hello?
Not yet. Meow. In there.
Well, so what do you think might be some of the other bad things other than just not wanting to wear this thing all the time? And I'll tell you whether or not someone's complained about it on Amazon.com yet.
I like this.
I think the microphone's probably shitty.
Actually, no, I didn't. No one mentioned that.
Oh, no one mentioned that.
I would think so too, but no.
If you're fat, it doesn't fit on your wrist.
Is it adjustable?
Yeah. people. Oh, someone did say they wished that it had a Velcro band because they said they couldn't get it very secure with the plastic it came with.
Someone said Velcro. They wanted a Velcro band because they wanted to be beaten up by their friends.
Yeah.
Where's Velcro band? Like,
Yeah.
a Velcro band.
Yeah. No, I thought this was cool.
90s
Why doesn't it have a
nostalgia.
Velcro band?
They're all, hold on, let me take off my yak back.
Wait, that was pretty loud. Can I play it back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that might not be a very good game because I don't know if the things that you can't guess about it. Okay, you said earlier, maybe it was on the recording, maybe it wasn't. You said earlier that you thought it should have a display.
Yeah.
Does not have a display. It doesn't have any buttons on it. It just has a little blinking light.
Wait a minute. How do you make it record the 1 minute?
You
just
tap
tap
it
it.
twice.
Tap that.
But that is one of the things people really don't like is because they're always like trying to get it to go off. And they said every recording is the last few seconds is like pounding, like bam, 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 bam.
Oh, well, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What? Blah.
Yeah. So,
Well, just put a button. Who gives a shit?
so we got 4 out of 5 stars though on Amazon, but
Really?
Amazon rounds up. I've noticed because there were some pretty bad reviews. There's only 8 reviews though.
Oh.
There's one question asked, and it was, how long is its battery? And they apostrophized its, but we'll let that go. And then it says, the times I tried to use it, I would be lucky if it lasted 2 hours. Having bought one, it now sits in my drawer, reminding me of how stupid I was to buy it.
Oh, wow.
So they
So
had
wait a minute. Is it rechargeable?
Yeah, it's rechargeable,
But it lasts only 2 hours?
and you can't turn it off. So I don't know if everyone thought that, because the people that liked it, it seems like they'd be like, well, it was really great recording the things that happened between 7 and 9 a.m. or
Right.
whatever.
When I first took it out.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd play with this for like 30 minutes, and then you like sit it down. You're like, I'm going to use this, and then 3 months later, you're like, oh yeah,
No, but I like what you said earlier. It's basically like buying yourself regret that you didn't have it with you. Because
You're
and I paid for it. Like at least
I paid
if something happens to me, I
$100
could be
for
like,
this thing that I can't effectively use.
yeah. If something happens to me, I'll be like, oh, if I had that thing, if I had ordered it, and it didn't have very good reviews, well, whatever, and then I'll just move on. But if I already had it, I would be really wishing I had brought it. Well, one person loved it. They said, brilliant, highly recommended. It's so easy to use, or whatever. So that person probably
Was paid off.
yeah, that was the owner.
said someone not the owner. I swear. Not
Yeah.
me.
I didn't invent this, but if I had, I sure would be smart and sexy.
Yeah, right.
Someone said they really liked the idea, but they said, quote, it's downright confusing and frustrating and painful to actually use this thing.
Oh,
Painful.
Wow.
painful's that's a little extreme.
Yeah.
That's saying it hurts me when I try to use this.
Yeah. Unless it's the band, I don't know what's
Yeah.
doing that.
I had a bruise.
I
Yeah.
still like the idea of being able to capture the last minute.
Yeah.
Like that's so cool
Capture.
Okay.
with a K. Because like there's these things that happen to you in your life and you're like, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And like there don't tend to be audio things, they're usually
Right.
visual things, but even like you're at a show and like the last minute was awesome, or like they made some really cool noise, and then you like turn on your phone, by the time you like stumble into your pocket and you find it, and then you turn on the recording thing, that moment's passed.
Wait, hold on. They made some really cool noise?
The band that you're at a show and the band made a cool
A cool noise?
I don't know. You're the musician in the room.
But you're capturing this with your wrist? Okay.
Oh yeah, maybe that wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the idea in general of capturing the last minute is really cool.
Okay,
'Cause,
well,
like it
here's-
takes so long to like muster the effort to like start recording something, and by then it's already over.
Here's their quote. Save just after you hear something amazing because you never know what you're about to hear. Would that sum up your
Oh,
feelings about
okay,
this?
yeah.
I think that's the most optimistic way of looking
Yeah.
at it.
I feel like you brought up the Google Glass earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Like people were like, I thought that was a dumb idea. I didn't think it was a dumb idea.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see it come to fruition and see how it would work.
I think it'll come back.
It has to, right? I mean,
But if it had this and
Yeah.
you could relive anything with audio and video of what you just saw, I mean, what's the other option? Wear a GoPro all the time? Like,
Right.
Because then you just have to stop and like delete it and
right?
erase the memory.
You're like, hold on, let me fast forward through 7.5 hours of
Right.
video that I recorded.
But Google Glass, okay, so the other day I was at work and I like work outside and I saw bald eagle and I was like tracking with my eyeballs and I was like, bald eagle, Liberty, America, oh my God. And then-
America.
but like, so if I had Google Glass on my eyeballs,
Yep.
then I could just be like, last minute.
Right.
record, and then I could share this beautiful moment with all my friends.
Yeah. It's like your glasses are on like time delay.
Yeah.
A minute.
Yeah. And you just press the side of your eyeball,
Right.
or something.
Well, when
And
they
it's
put
like,
the
last minute.
storage device in my skull,
Right.
then
right.
you know,
And
I'll
then
be
you
like,
just updo the SD card.
Yeah.
You ran out of space.
I'll have like a tetrabyte or whatever they call it at that point.
Yeah.
Of storage in my head.
I wonder how much storage we do have in our heads if you could measure it
I don't
in
know,
terms of computer like bytes.
Oh, I'm sure there's someone you could look. I mean, someone knows.
Yeah.
Someone knows.
Someone's definitely written a
Tried to
thesis on
quantify
that,
it.
right?
Right.
Probably.
How much hard drive storage?
Yeah.
I can't remember, like in the movie Johnny Mnemonic, when he had the little storage space, but it was like less than a gigabyte or something. It was like ridiculously low.
But for then it was probably a lot.
Yeah, but it was like in the future supposed to be.
It was more than megabytes.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out whether or not to be cynical about this, but it says if you have Kapture for the blind and visually impaired community, where photos and videos are not in play, to the blind, Kapture is like a digital camera.
That you have to charge every 2 hours.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, nobody say anything for let me recharge this, guys.
Oh, yeah. That's
Like, stop talking.
one of the biggest complaints is that when you take a recording, even though it can hold 32 recordings, which is like 30 minutes, anytime you take one, it immediately transfers it to your phone, and you can't record while it's transferring. So like 3 minutes are missing. So there's someone who said, I interview people, and I thought this would be
What?
really handy. But
So you get
then you
one
miss
out of
the
every
next 3
4 minutes? That's ridiculous.
yes,
That's
one
so
out of every
ridiculous.
Y'all, just one more minute. Hold on.
Just stop talking. Stop talking.
Yeah.
And got it. Go.
Go ahead.
4. Hold on, Mr. Crime Boss. Could you
Yeah.
please continue
What?
telling me
so
about
it
your
wouldn't
crimes?
even work as a wire in our FBI situation that
you're,
we.
you're hearing like evidence, you tap it, and it's like transferring, and then they say something way the fuck worse. Or,
Yeah. Yeah.
Blew it.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's-
Everyone in the room needs to have a capture. You have to have like coordination.
you just have, like,
you
4 up
press
your
it.
arm.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's true.
You don't have to tell them. You don't have to. Yeah, it's something when you're recording, you have to decide when to start recording. But this, you have to decide when to stop recording, right? Because you still don't.
Yeah.
It's still a
This is
gamble.
The worst.
It's the opposite way.
And I also probably someday this will be an app on your phone.
That's what I'm
like
saying,
I
yeah.
won't use it because I don't want my phone to be listening to me all the time. Although it might be already.
It
We
already
don't know.
is. It already is. Snowden.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wait, but
But
your
because
phone
then
lasts
you
longer
just,
than
like,
2
have an
hours.
app. Because my phone lasts all day, and then I just have an app and I like press the button and then I like record your really weird fart that you just had.
Yeah.
That's way smarter. And then the microphone could be on your iWatch.
Right.
Ooh,
Because,
cool.
because then it's like it's Bluetooth connected, but it would have to do the whole thing, so it wouldn't make the battery last as short as if it were all doing it on your watch.
Right.
Sorry, Kapture.
You're just losing at this game. Also, I think if this item were to blow up, which
Blowing
as
up.
we've delved in, blown up, it's not going to. But if it were to, like the iWatch, every time I like sit down to get a drink with somebody with an iWatch, I'm like, I hate you. Like, I see your text on your arm, or like there's a Facebook update. Oh my God. And then the person, like, we have to stop our conversation because they have to look at their stupid wrist.
No.
'Cause it lit up. I hate it.
While you do
Anyways,
that, you just send them a text that says, stop looking at your iWatch.
yeah,
You know they'll get
that's
it.
true. This is
So,
true.
I just looked on my phone to see if there was this app on the phone. And there's a Kapture with a K.
Ooh, is it the
app.
same company?
But maybe that's like where it sends it when it sends it to you.
Oh, maybe so. You're
When
probably
it
right.
Bluetooths it.
Oh, yeah, I think that is it, actually, because you do have to use the app
Yeah.
to sync it with.
Oh, okay. Could be, yeah.
Damn.
Damn.
But anyways, like if this item were to blow up, I would
Blowing up.
be really nervous about people that had it on their wrist.
Yeah.
Because I could be like, I could say anything around this person and they'd record it.
Yeah. And then you're like talking shit about Carrie, and they're like, oh, I took Carrie, here's this. And they're under
Like
the
you
table
mean
just
Carrie
tapping.
Bradshaw from Sex
Whoever.
and the
Oh, you
City?
mean
Why
John
are you talking
Kerry?
shit about
Your
her?
friend
You wanna
Carrie,
fight
Former
about that?
presidential candidate.
Yeah. Just anybody, you know.
To me, it feels like John Kerry just didn't have a strong enough plan to get out of Iraq.
Oh.
I'm sending this to him.
Oh,
Check that, John
gonna-
Kerry. He's never been criticized
he's
before.
going to swift boat the shit out of you.
Take that.
Old political humor, yes.
Millennials say, "Who's John Kerry?"
No one of consequence, children.
Right.
He's still in the government, but he's just one of those guys. You don't need to know their name anymore.
Just go back to drinking your kombucha.
Thanks. Exploding it all over the office.
Exploding up.
Blowing up.
Yeah, so that's a big problem. So again, it doesn't have a display. It doesn't have a button, and people can't really figure out why. The display has someone said it was the reverse colors of what you'd expect, because it's red. It's green when it's ready, and it's red when it's full. That seems fine to me.
Sense. Maybe that person's
Yeah,
colorblind.
what's the problem? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just said it's the opposite of what they'd expect. And then they suggested color combinations for everything it could be doing.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why does it have to have a storage on it if it just like transfers it all over immediately anyways, and then your phone
Right.
storage takes care
I was
of
wondering
it?
if you didn't have your phone, would that be better? If you had your phone on airplane mode or
Then
had
it
the
doesn't
Bluetooth turned off?
transfer it. You have 32 minutes of
Yeah, so just do that while you're
interviewing.
interviewing someone, Amazon.
But you
or
still
Quest.
have to press it every 1 minute. Like, that's insane. And they make recording
Well,
devices.
don't-
Like, why are we doing that?
Well, they also have a watch that just records MP3s on Amazon, but it doesn't record all the time, so it's different.
Yeah.
So
But I mean,
this one's more like the dash cam versus like
Yeah.
just like holding up your phone while you're driving. Because
Right.
unless you're like, ooh, I think I'm about to get in an accident. Hold on, let me pull up
that
camera.
guy looks like a T-boner.
That guy looks like a T-boner. I like the word
what a
T-boner.
T-boner. Oh my god.
But I mean,
Go ahead.
the person that was like, I wanted to use this for interviews. You really thought that was a better idea than a tape recorder or like some sort of
Record the whole thing, you dummy.
Yeah.
I guess they just didn't want to go back and listen to the whole thing. Yeah.
So that's a good point. So I could see myself using this for, like, if I was, like, at a talk somewhere and somebody was talking
Yeah.
and I'm just tuning out, like, blah, blah, blah. Instead of, like, sitting there taking notes the whole time, I could just be like, oh, that was a fun fact. Press record. I got that fact.
Right.
And then tune out for a
Oh.
while, then hear the next fun fact, and, like
Like a
press
class,
record.
like a
You have that
professor,
1
yeah.
minute. Yeah.
Yeah, or if
And, like,
someone
that
says something,
sounds cool.
Something says someone really, really profound, and you don't. It's basically really, in that case, it's like replacing grabbing a notebook, but you also get their voice.
Right.
No, it was how they said it. Oh, you had to be there.
Yeah.
So here's a
or
different-
like earlier when I was like talking to my friends about the podcast, somebody had a cool idea. Totes forgot it, didn't write it down,
Oh.
but I could have just been like, boop,
Yeah. So
assuming that this thing is actually recording all the time and works in a reasonable way.
Yeah.
So the number one bestseller on Amazon, with 3.5 stars and 125 customer reviews, is the WeFun 8GB digital voice recorder, wristband, and MP3 music player, USB rechargeable,
Wow.
secret spy recorder, support noise reduction, file recorder for class, sports, lectures, meeting, interview in black. And that's the name of the product by WeFun.
Really?
WeFun, and that is only $29.99.
And that's just a recorder, like you.
Yeah, but you turn it on, and this watch looks kind of like pretty sleek, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So if you know when your child's going to say your first words, you're like, I think so, then turn this on, because it's got 8 gigs
Yeah.
on it too. So this
Okay.
actually seems like a much smaller investment
Yeah.
to do it, and it has more reviews, and I guess some people like it, some people don't.
See,
I don't
why
know.
couldn't they just buy those and then hack it and then put their crap on
Get
it?
the 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to see
Playback.
what the Kapture looks like?
Yeah.
Like this.
Ew, it's
That's
ugly.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's like a brick on your arm.
Yeah.
It's a good weapon in case you need to like slap
You
somebody.
just fly. This is a stun gun.
But this one, the Mega Feast are registered. F21, 8GB digital recording, watch MP3 player, original quartz movement, business dictaphone, obtain evidence. In
Obtain
silver,
evidence.
looks like a Rolex.
See,
Ooh.
That's snazzy.
that's snazzy, and you would never know.
It's got 4 stars, 4 reviews.
You're all
1
holding it
star
up to
per review.
someone while they talk. They're like, "What are you doing?" Oh, I was showing you.
Sorry,
my
it
watch.
doesn't have a wide range. I need to get really close to your
Yeah.
mouth with my wrist real quick. Just to be polite.
Yeah, I
You
just wanted
know,
to see
I'm
what
not
time it
recording
was.
you or anything. It's fine.
Nice.
And that's the other thing. So, if even if this does have a pretty good recording, if you were to set it up, especially if you're recording retroactively, where's your wrist when they were saying it?
Right.
If it's in your pocket or something, you're like saying a
shit.
cool thing. Let me get it out of there, and then and then oh, you punched me.
Yeah.
This WeFun one looks pretty good too. I'm not going to read the name because it's equally long, but it's got a little watch display. So I don't know. It seems like for about $29.99 up to $36.80, you could have a.
But the
More
concept
practical.
of the 1 minute playback is so cool.
I do
Yeah.
like that.
Like they're not executing it well, but that's a cool idea.
They had a good idea.
And I'll say,
Yeah.
a lot of the reviews say that they
or
thought
like
it was a
if you
good
could just
idea.
do that in life.
Yeah.
Like there's that like weird Adam Sandler movie where he has like that
Remote.
watch or whatever, and
Click.
like you can do things. Yeah.
It's a remote control.
Okay. It is fine. So, but like if you could just like oops, that was a dumb thing to say, Kristen. Just revert 1 minute back. Like, I think that is like such a cool idea in general.
Right, but that's not what they're offering.
Rewind 1 minute.
They don't have a
That's
time
really
machine.
cool.
I mean,
You're like-
Yeah.
They're offering me TiVo for my life. Except
I'm just saying that they came up with a cool concept. The like, let's go back in time 1 minute idea is cool.
I like that idea.
Like
And
visually, or like, especially if you just like fell down a flight of stairs and you're like, that was embarrassing and my back hurts. Like, revert back in time 1 minute or something.
Yeah. Here you
know?
go, guys. You want to hear me fall down the stairs?
yeah. Oh no, the Kapture broke though.
Yeah.
So here,
Real
so
life
yeah,
time
people.
machine that goes back 1 minute.
That's pretty much the vibe. This one says neat idea, but major flaws in execution.
It doesn't that make you mad when you're like, man, I like that idea, and then the person that came up with it doesn't know how to do shit.
Didn't do it right.
Look at this.
Yeah.
1 star. I hate to be critical of such a promising product. I mean,
Yeah.
well, these people bought it, so obviously
Yeah.
they thought it was a good idea.
Right.
They're just like,
They bought it to take a shit on it.
one of the person that really loved it was
Which is why we do anything on this podcast.
their kids, except we don't buy them. Yeah, they said, so they have to charge it every night, so they would like it to have an off switch. If you slightly bump it while it's recharging, it stops. And they say basically, okay, you can get your kids little things. And that's probably the person that liked it the most. But everyone that had a critical comment, or a good comment actually, a good review, sorry. Everyone has a good review. One of the founders would leave them a comment and thank them for their honest and detailed feedback.
Really?
So that they can improve their
I feel like
product.
that never happens.
Then he went, we should have done that before we sent it out.
Yeah. They did do the beta testing.
Market research.
They said the original version had an off switch and that they're going to reactivate it when they figure out how to make it work or something. I think they really should just put buttons on it.
Right.
People don't hate buttons as much as Steve Jobs thinks they do.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't like having a lot of buttons, but a button so it clicks and you know what
Right.
happened is actually
Tactile response,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I love. Yeah, so like I like that the iPhone doesn't have a lot of buttons on it, but I like that the volume buttons and the hold button do have tactile
Yes.
because I can
So you can
feel them in my
actually feel
pocket.
it them
Right.
working.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's great.
so the iPhone 7 is coming out soon and it doesn't have a headphone jack?
Nope.
And it doesn't have a thumb button either. It's just like a tap.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
did not know that either.
It's it won't click, so it's kind of the opposite of what I was
So
just saying.
how
I
does
liked.
it not have a headphone jack? How does that work?
It's going to be
What's happening?
Bluetooth. Headphones will be Bluetooth from now on.
And then there's an adapter
But like,
that
how
can
do
go
you
into
keep
the
the
charging
earbuds
port.
without the... That seems crazy.
What are you talking about? I use
Like the
Bluetooth headphones
earbuds?
all the time.
Really? Like the earbuds?
You'll have to charge them.
Yeah, but I have Bluetooth headphones that I listen to every day, every single day, and I charge them about once a month.
Really?
Yeah. So
Okay.
and those were like $18 or
Oh,
something.
right on.
Yeah. So I'm all for the. And plus, you never have this happen when the cord gets pulled on your headphones and yanks them off a little bit. I get so mad. And now
Oh,
that never
okay.
happens. That's the main reason I got Bluetooth headphones. Is that, and so for riding my bike, so it can never swing or get in the
Okay.
way. So, but also there's an adapter and it comes
Yeah.
with an adapter for the 1/8 inch if you need
Right.
it. But it's, I don't know, there's something about it. It's really nice. I think it's because we're so attached to our phones now that I don't like leaving my phone when my music's playing. I'll just have my phone in my pocket and have a
Right.
podcast playing out in the room or
Okay.
something. So I'm for it. And also a lot of people play their music right from their phone now, which I think is insanely annoying. But
Very annoying.
taking the other headphone jack out, they can put another speaker in, so at least it'll be stereo, I guess.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. But yeah, people
Well, a lot of it-
people do that at like waiting rooms and stuff. It's
Yeah.
infuriating.
Oh, that's so terrible.
Yeah, especially if there's music playing in the waiting room and they just
Right.
play their own music.
And for everyone listening out there that does that, no one likes what you like. Nobody does.
And if you do like it, you rethink your life because you're like, I like the same thing as that asshole.
Yeah. Nobody likes reggaeton. I'm sorry. She does.
Uh-oh. Turtle win.
Do you really?
But I won't put it in a waiting room.
Nobody likes the reggaeton, yo. Just kidding.
Reggaeton.
Loves it.
I don't know if I'm ready for the lack of cords on my headphones.
Well,
They don't care if you are or not.
if you're the kind of person that
Can afford a
doesn't
brand
have
new
Bluetooth
iPhone,
headphones,
then-
you're probably not the kind of person that buys a brand new iPhone.
I just bought a brand new iPhone and I returned it like 10 days later because
Why?
I couldn't afford it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because it's a lot of money.
they are very expensive.
Yeah.
If you're not on a contract, they're practically
Yeah.
unaffordable.
Yeah.
It's like you could buy a scooter for that price.
Right.
Yeah. I could buy a whole new Toyota Tercel.
Yeah, but you
Could
need
buy a second one.
And it's wireless.
you could leave one at work. Right?
A remote controlled one.
It's true. It's gasoline powered.
Yeah.
You don't have to plug it in at night.
It's cordless.
Yeah. And it plays music.
Yeah, this is true. Very badly.
It plays reggaeton. Windows down and
My rattly bass. I just like pull up to my apartment room and it's like Kristen's home. She like rattly bass reggaeton. So good.
I always wonder, like, when you hear someone pull up and in their car is like, the bass is hitting and it just sounds like rattling, just terrible and something outside. You're like, does it sound good in there?
Yeah. It rattles your car. In their whole back of their car is just subwoofers.
Yeah, like they can't have passengers in their car.
Like 4 6x9s and then like a 20-inch.
Exhibit pimped that ride.
20-inch kicker.
That is the second time Pimp My Ride has come up today in my life. Isn't that weird? Yeah.
I read a really great expose on people that had that happen, and they like took all the stuff out afterward because it wasn't legal to drive with, and they kept their
stupid.
Yeah, and they kept their cars forever. Like this person was like, I had to take a bus to work for 2 months or something.
Yeah.
And then they don't really pay you that well because it's a reality show.
Whoa.
It's so messed up.
Well, like the one, like the girl did she had like the Trans Am or the Firebird or whatever, and they put like a popcorn maker in the middle. I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, you don't need to eat popcorn while you're driving
and
to
they're
work.
Like, so when you're
morning.
watching movies, you can get popcorn. I'm like, what the hell?
I know, it's
like,
so ridiculous.
There was a guy that was kind of overweight, and he said that they told him to put candy bars all over the back of his car so they could like make jokes about how he's always eating candy bars, and then install a candy bar thing. And he's like, but I don't really eat candy bars. And they were like, but we want to install this candy machine in your car, so we needed to make it seem like you're a candy bar guy.
Right.
And he's like, oh.
Yeah. There was
I guess I'll be humiliated to be on television.
I really wanted him to Pimp My Ride. I really did.
Well, he's from here too, right?
Yeah, Exhibit's from here.
I didn't know that.
His sister still lives here. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Is it Albuquerque or Santa Fe? Because I heard Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Did they name the Albuquerque Exhibition Hall after him?
Well, he came up with that word.
I love, I'm a behind the scenes guy. Like, I love to read, especially about the stuff like that. But like the one that I love is like if you go through and read about like He-Man, Masters of the Universe cartoon. So when I was a kid, I would watch it, and if you watch it now, you're like, what in the hell, man? This is the worst thing ever. So what had happened was like they were trying to sell the toys, and they came out with the what was the Conan the Barbarian toy, and then they didn't get Mattel didn't get that license, but they were making the toys, so they just created this thing called He-Man, and then they wanted to make a cartoon to sell the toys.
What?
And so they shopped it around. The
generic version cartoon and toy.
So they shopped it around. No one wanted it, so they decided to make the cartoons on their own, and they didn't want to use a lot of money. So if you watch these cartoons, like they just used, like they made a footage of the swords clanging. And they just use that over and over and over again. And there's like a scene where He-Man's riding Battle Cat to wherever they're going, but they just use like a generic like background so that they could just use it over and over and over again. And so they basically like only for every cartoon they just made like 3 or 4 new scenes and then just use the generic action scene.
Yeah, I never realized how bad television animation was back then. You just you don't notice when you're a kid.
Terrible.
And then kind of similar after Return of the Jedi, Kenner still had got the license to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah.
So they used the same sets for the Ewoks, but just made Robin Hood characters to go in there. And a lot of them were just like the same Star Wars characters just repainted.
That's awesome.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that doesn't seem like what they'd wear. And it's like, we're not making a whole new thing.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah.
I love reading about that stuff, and I was like, yeah, that was that shitty, right? Okay. All right. And then there was another one. It was like Transformers was like this whole other cartoon, and my friend and I were talking about this the other day. In the original pilot line of Transformers in Japan, there were supposed to be these toys that came to life and they protected you in your room from monsters. So in one of the commercials for Japan, the kid opens the drawer and there's Megatron. He's like a gun in the drawer.
Self-defense toys. Self-defense characters. Hi, I'm Papar Spray.
Yeah.
Papar Spray.
He's our Megatron out.
He's our favorite French defense artist.
Yes. I just thought that was I was like, wow.
Oh
So I guess in retrospect, we liked the idea. It's a pretty good idea. I was actually thinking, I could buy this if I have extra $100. But once I read the reviews and read how bad this tap system works and the lights, and the people aren't sure if it's recording or if it transferred, and then the transfer right away thing. If they make a 2.0 of this and they're actually reading all the feedback, which it seems like they are, because all those backers, they got questionnaires, and they said they read everyone.
Wow.
And then they're also personally responding to every review on Amazon.
Oh, wow.
So I'm guessing they're going to make a really good second version if they made enough money to do so.
Okay.
So, sorry, Mike, Matt, and Keith Porter. Well, that's only one guy's last name, but sorry, all of you. Okay, well, check out Chris's podcast on 10drinkminimum.com.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
It's a live video on Sundays.
Yeah.
Sundays at 6
6 p.m. Mountain
Yep.
Time.
every Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm a mountain man, and I love mountain women.
Yeah, and this Sunday we'll do steampunk talk. Just kidding.
On
As long as Will
Steam
Smith's
Talk.
invited.
Steam Talk sounds great.
Steam Talk.
Do you have anything to promote, Kristen?
Welcome to Thursday night of Steam Talk.
Kristen just wants to do a plug for Toyota Tercel.
They
Buy
just
them.
keep on going.
That's the Energizer.
Sorry,
Bunny.
Energizer.
Can I plug one thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
September 24th, we'll be doing a podcast at the Alibi Untapped at the Rail Yards Market if you're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So yeah, come
How
out
fun.
and we will be talking about beer, of course, because we'll be drinking it and sitting in front of it.
And that's a great reason to go to the rail yards. I feel like I have a lot of friends that haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
So it'll be a really cool event to get people.
Yeah.
Spice Boys were supposed to play that, but I think we might have had our offer rescinded.
Basically, they said, "Hey, let's all do stuff in this dilapidated building that could fall. Who knows?"
Yeah.
But it looks pretty in the meantime, and it's full of art and food
Right,
and
right,
music.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Bring
And
the kids.
then buy a Toyota Tercel.
Yeah.
And
Mine'll be up for raffle.
Yeah. I'm gonna say spend a day in the hammock. I'm gonna plug that.
Plug that.
Yeah.
And
I'll plug. Never mind.
go on our Facebook.
I'll plug that.
I plug that. And yeah, and then send us an email at blowinguppodcast @gmail.com. I remembered it.
Yay.
Okay. Blowing up out.
Blown up.
Blowing up.
Blowing up.